Hi everyone. Today we're going to be trying out a green-white with a small splash for black Enchantress list. This is not my deck list. I found it from the YouTube channel Thraben University. I saw this list and I thought it was really cool. So I'm not quite sure what to say about this deck list. I haven't really been playing a lot of Enchantress, so I'm just going to take it through League and yeah, see how it goes. So this hand's interesting. It's got two Enchantress effects, but no one drop. I think we're gonna keep anyway just to see how it goes. Not the best hand, obviously, but maybe we can make it better if we draw into something good. So they're gonna duress us, which is fine because got quite a. We can play multiple cards in this with this hand, so. Utopia Straw is definitely a nice pickup. I will fetch a forest. Select white. So maybe our opponent is just gonna kill us this turn. Hmm. I'm just looking at the deck list. Hmm. We have some cards in the sideboard that we could have living wished for. For instance, Collector Roof. This has all combat damage, so that does nothing against Storm. So yeah, for this matchup we specifically have Deafening Silence and Collector Roof. So yeah, we're just dead here. I'd say that this is probably not the best matchup, regardless. So we want to board one of these in, 3 Deafening Silence, and then all these on Thin Ice can go out. I mean, that's a pretty easy cut. Although on Thin Ice is a 1 mana drop enchantment, and that might be easier to cast than a Conclave Tribunal or a Cast Out, which may do nothing at all. Hmm. Yeah, maybe the 1 mana drop enchantments are better than the 4 mana drop enchantments. Because at least these we can carry on early in the game. For extra card draws. Yeah, let's just try it out like this. Sounds interesting because we can Burning Wish on turn 2, find a Collector Oof. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. I think we want to find a... Yeah, we want to find a Deafening Silence. Didn't find it either with this hand, but it's a bit better because we've got the Collector Oof on turn 2. So maybe we just want to keep it on the basis of that. And I think we can get rid of 1 land. So yeah, we just play out the Collector Oof now, so they can't kill us next turn. Really hope to find a Deafening Silence as well. We're gonna Thoughtseize us, which is fine. Really hope to draw a land though. I'm wondering what this Green Sun Zenith can get us. So not a whole lot of, well, there's no 1-drops it can get. They did take it away though, which is interesting because at the moment we have nothing to find of it. We're just gonna play out this, and in order to draw a card, we're gonna cast On Thin Ice, targeting this. Gain a life, which might be relevant. And we found an Enchantress presence. Yeah, I don't think Storm is going to be a particularly good matchup for Enchantress. Living Wish is interesting. Reveal a creature or a land card. I don't think we need another creature. We could get another collector oof, but they could bounce both if they play. I forgot the name of the bounce spell. So I think here we just want to get value out of the cities. And we'll also just attack them for 3 here. Next turn we could Living Wish for another Collector Oof, if we really wanted to. Yeah, so they're gonna do that now. I mean, that saves them 2 points of damage. So I could have attacked first, that's for sure. But I would have also been able to do this in our end step, so it's not like I would have been able to replay this turn. But I definitely should have attacked first. So small punt there. And probably here we'll just die. That's the problem with Enchantress, I guess. So we get another turn, which means we can actually find the other collector oof. That's interesting. Interesting turn of events. Oh, they're gonna abrupt decay it and kill us, I guess. Yeah, we're so dead. Storm, storm, storm. Yeah, so we're just dead. I'm wondering if this deck should play more cards against Storm. I think Deafening Silence is a good start, but you're still dealing with like abrupt decays and, echoing truths. In this case, maybe some Graveyard Hate would have worked as well. But yeah. On to the next round. I'm seeing a lot of Storm these days, also in my previous leagues. It's slightly frustrating because obviously, you know, Storm is able to go off without, if you don't have any form of interaction, they're just, gonna kill you on turn 1 or 2 or 3. And for these decks that try to play it a little bit fairer, that's just very difficult to beat the Storm decks. Hopefully, in our next 4 matches, we don't run into Storm again. But like I said, I've been seeing it a lot lately, so. Yes, we would like to play first. This hand's pretty good. We've got a Wild Growth, and we can follow that up with any of our Enchantress spells. So, sounds good. They're gonna multi-5. Our opponent played nothing, and they passed the turn back to us. I'm not sure what that could mean. Alright, so we won. Deck's perfect, no changes, I guess. This hand has no Enchantress spells, otherwise it would be good, so we're gonna mulligan. This we can keep. And I think we can get rid of the second Abundant Growth. So they're on Delver, which is, I mean, I just don't understand why they kept a 5, kept a hand last round without any lands. Alright, Ragavan is fine. I mean, Ragavan is pretty terrifying, but against Enchantress it does less. So they found a Green Sun Zenith. They're being pretty aggressive here, not gonna lie. I'm hoping to resolve this Enchantress. We actually need it to resolve, because otherwise we're not gonna be able to do anything. So that did resolve. I'm normally never this lucky against Delver. I mean, well, they did find a Force of Will now. It's always so funny to me when they cast Ragavan or they dash it and they find cards like Green Sun Zenith or Utopia Sprawl that they can't cast. Carpet of Flowers is a pretty good pickup for sure. Let's fetch another forest. Actually, I should have played some enchantments out first. Because maybe we could have drawn into a Sarah Sanctum or something. Let's see what we can wish for. A creature or a land. We only have 3 mana available. Yeah, we could have wished for a Sarah Sanctum, but it wouldn't have done a whole lot this turn anyway. I mean, we can still wish for a Solitude, but I think they would counter that. So maybe we should just try and play out as many enchantments as we can this turn. Destiny Spinner is an alright pickup. We'll play Carpet of Flowers. Then we'll go to the second main phase. We'll get an extra green mana. Yes. Extra green. I think I want to tap the green because if we draw a on thin ice, we just want to be able to cast it. Living Wish, okay. I hope we get another turn. So let's see. We know they have one Force of Will in their hand. They're gonna attack us for 3, 4, 6. Which is honestly quite scary. So we'll go down to 3. I think I need to block this Ragavan. We can get a Spore Frog, which they might counter. We can also get a Caracas. We can get a Seraph Sanctum. That's a good draw. So we'll make one white out of this. I should have played Destiny Spinner first actually, so they can't counter this. Yeah, that's a punt on my part. Apparently this wasn't important enough for them to counter. Or they don't have the second. Maybe they don't have the second blue spell in their hand to force, but I doubt it. Maybe I want to grab a Seraph Sanctum. And I can make 4 white with this right now. difficult to decide what I want to play first. I mean, I can cast the Utopia Sprawl. It's pretty free right here. Make another green here. So that makes 5 now. Another Living Wish isn't the best. They're gonna force this, interesting. Okay. I can't cast Solitude, unfortunately. Also can't cast Night of Autumn. I'm wondering if there's like any way I could have played this differently. Just so, but I don't think I've had enough green sources. Like there's none of these green spells I can cast right now. I can grab a Night of Autumn to gain some life next turn, or can get a Doom Wake Giant, but I can also get an Emrakul. No, because they're gonna waste on my Sarah's Sanctum. Preferably I get an enchantment, so I can redraw of Enchantress. Yeah, maybe I do get a Destiny Spinner here, not sure. If we're dead next turn, we're dead. There's not much we could have done about it. Ragavan. That's annoying. So the question is, do we block it? So they're gonna attack us down to 2. It could be the difference between life and death. So I think we have to block, I'm afraid. Let's decide about this in our second main phase. So our opponent has no... They have no force because they didn't pass right there. I can grab a Knight of Autumn and gain 4 life and play out the Destiny Spinner. Seems good. They're gonna return the Destiny Spinner to hand. Do they have a creature in the graveyard? They don't, so they have instant, land, instant. So I can block their creature and they still won't have Delirium. This has been a really weird game. So I can make a 6/6 land with trample and haste. Oh no, can I? Yeah, I can. We might be able to kill them through Destiny Spinner. I mean, I should have used Carpet of Flowers for that, to be honest. Although we couldn't have kept one back for... We couldn't have blocked with the Destiny Spinner anyway. Because we were 1 mana short. They took away the cities of the top of our library, which is annoying because we actually really wanted to draw that. Yeah, now we just have to hope that we can survive one more turn, or... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously it depends on what they draw. Them taking away that cities of the top of our library was pretty huge. So we're just gonna go down. Oh, they take away another cities, of course. Of course, opponent. Yeah, we just get a wild growth instead, so unlucky, unlucky. They got unlucky the first round, we got unlucky this round. Makes me wonder if I want to bring in these cards or if I want to leave them in for Living Wish. Honestly, I think I want to leave him in for Living Wish. Yeah, hand's good. Pretty weak to a Wasteland, but you know, you can't have them all, I guess. We can also lead on a snow-covered plains. I think we might do that. Or maybe we should just lead on the Wild Grove, because the payoff is just much more. Let's see. So we can play Plains past the turn. They can play a 1-drop. We can play Savannah into Wild Growth on the snow-covered plains, and then we can either play On Thin Ice or Sanctum Weaver. So actually, I don't think it's... Yeah, it's probably better to lead on the plains. Let's see. I actually need to wild growth now, because if they wasteland this for some reason, we're out of green sources. Can also play on thin ice out of days range, but I prefer getting the cities in play first, so I think I'm just gonna wait a turn and take 1 or 3 damage. Okay, so my opponent has no wasteland, so that's good for us. So we have 3 mana here. Them forcing that was pretty bad. I think I'd rather play on thin ice around days over the Sanctum Weaver. We really want to get this solitary confinement in play. Really need to get some sort of lock going. Plus if iteration isn't the worst, it's gonna cost him a turn. Wasteland is good. We've got 3 mana. Let's just play Sanctum Weaver. We need the mana more than anything. Murktide Regent is gonna be good. Holy shit, yeah. I want an Enchantress. Can make 3 mana. Question is, do I wanna... No, I have to play on thin ice first. And we win. I mean, my opponent was far from that there. I don't know what they had in their hand, of course, but you know, if we look at, they had quite a few turns to get out of that, so yeah. Bit of an early concession for my opponent, I think. Yes, we would like to play first. This hand has no Enchantress, but you know, we got some mana acceleration and a burning living wish and a non-tin eye, so yeah, let's try this out. I really hope it's not Delver again. Well, it is. I've seen a lot of Delver as well. Delver and Storm just seems to be the only two decks these days. Actually, let's just... My opponent is main facing Brainstorm. I think next turn I want to get a Enchantress of Living Wish. Wasteland is fine, it sets them back a turn, so... Cast out is alright. Let's get a Enchantress. And pass the turn back. They wastelanded us again, which, like I said, again, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. They want to force this, they force this. Sure, Day's fine too. I don't play Delver, but I think they should be the aggressive deck. And right now they are losing a lot of tempo by doing what they're doing, so... What does this produce? Alright, let's get a Utopia Sprawl on here. Let's get a white on there. So next turn we can green Sunseed it for another Enchantress. My opponent plays another Ragavan, which is fine. Even if they do connect with this, it's not the end of the world. This Carpet of Flowers is kinda free. If we play Green Sunseed, we're gonna miss out on a turn. But I guess we have to. Like all these other cards are not particularly great at the moment. Like I said, the funny thing about Ragavan is that it does absolutely nothing against our deck. Like they can't even cast this stuff, so. Although I could convoke it, I guess. No, not really. Not with what they had. Alright, land is a start. We really need an Enchantress, but they just forced everything. Do I just want to cast out the Ragavan? Yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I'll wait until their upkeep to do this. Like, this is how they're gonna regain tempo with that Ragavan. So I think it's better to get it off the board now. Put Lightning Bolt in their graveyard with DRC. They exiled Forked Bolt, which they can play until end of turn, which they're gonna do. For some extra damage, I guess. I think we can cycle the Abundant Growth here because we just need to find an Enchantress. Not an Enchantress, but we'll just play it out. They decided to spend a bolt on that creature, which gains us some life. Citis is excellent. I can play Carpet of Flowers for free here. They're gonna bolt it. Okay, sure. Again, that's gaining us 3 life. Yeah, I'll just pass it back to them. Murktide Regent is gonna kill us a lot faster. I think I want to fetch to thin out my deck here. Because I really need to draw a Enchantress of some sorts. They're gonna force that. I don't think you should force that unless have an Enchantress in play. Oh no, actually that was a good force because now they have exactly lethal. Last time I checked, this was still a 1/1, but this is a 3/3 now, so yeah, they got us. As far as sideboarding goes, there's not really a lot of sideboarding. This hand's interesting because it's only got one land, but it's got a lot going against our opponent, so I think we'll keep. Maybe Abundant Growth was the better play there, but another land is good. I kind of want to green sun Zenith for an Enchantress, but we also need to get rid of this. So we can play out the Destiny Spinner. And then if they decide to counter this, we can still play out the On Thin Ice. If they don't counter this, then our On Thin Ice becomes uncounterable. That's very good for us. Submerge, okay, sure. Now they want to counter it. Okay, fair enough. So what's going to be interesting is they're going to attack with Ragavan and they're going to exile the Destiny Spinner off the top, which is on this board state it's fine. I don't think we wanted to draw another one of those anyway. Enchantress is an excellent pickup. Yeah, that's just Delver, right? We had loads of good play against them, but just wasn't enough. They're gonna cast Abundant Growth, that's hilarious. They decide not to, alright. Well, again, that's a good draw. If it Okay, that's stuck finally. So we're gonna draw 2 cards of this abandoned growth. Which one is a land, which is great. They're thinking about something here. Okay. Utopia Sprawl. Let's just play out Wild Growth first. No, actually, Utopia Sprawl is better because this targets only forests. We've got 1 white source. I hope it's enough. Just gonna do another green source so we can chain some Enchantress spells together. Gonna bold me. It's rough. So my opponent can attack me down to 3, which means I will have to block here, unfortunately. I'm not sure what we could green Sunseen it for. Like maybe we grab a Citus. And then we play out some enchantment spells. Question is, are we gonna get another turn? Because it's actually better to play out the Enchantress Presence first. So let's see, we can go down to 4, go down up to 5 again if we play any enchantment. Can be the Presence. Question is if we're dead to a bolt anyway. No, I think in this case it doesn't matter. They're gonna bolt us. Interesting. Okay, so we could have gained 1 life if we played Wildgrowth first, but like I said, we wanted to play the Enchantress Presence. So they're gonna attack us for lethal. So we won the 2nd match against Delver and the 3rd match against Sorry, we won the second match against Delver and then we lost the third match against Delver. So we get to play first. We've got a carpet of flowers, so if they're on a blue deck, this hand's good, but you know, if they're not, then we don't have a turn 2 if we don't draw into land, so mulligan this. Yeah, this hand is good. I think I will get rid of the second on thin ice. And then I'll lead on a Utopia Sprawl. So we're against Cloudpost. Which makes me wonder, do we just want to play out this on thin ice now for the card draw? Like, I'm not convinced this is gonna have a lot of text in this matchup until later. Nah, let's just skip the turn. We'll wait until... Oh, they've got Caracas against Cities. Oh wait, fuck, I should have fetched. Oh, whatever. Helm of Obedience, okay. We don't play that card, but good guess anyway. What can we Living Wish for? Nothing particularly good at this moment, so we'll play this out again. I don't know what I want to grab with this Living Wish. Maybe an Enchantress? Could have also grabbed the Sarah Sanctum. Let's see, we'll lead on this. Place it as. Sarah Sanctum is an excellent draw. Now we have to hold on to the on thin ice until they play a threat. Got loads of mana. But, you know, we could draw a pretty big portion of our deck next turn. So let's lead on Syphis again. I mean, this is why it's not good to play another one of these, right? I mean, I can play it for 2 extra cards, but Topia's Pro this. Name in green. So we have quite a bit of mana right now. It's just what would I want to Zenith for? There's nothing really I would want to Zenith for. Sanctum Weaver doesn't do a whole lot until next turn. This makes 3 mana right now. Could play a land. I mean, there's no point in getting Destiny Spinner right now. Alright, let's get another green land. Let's play out. I really want to keep green open though, so maybe I should just tap the Sarah Sanctum now. This. We don't have a lot of mana remaining. It's a shame we couldn't combo off next turn because I've got this feeling that they're just gonna kill us next turn. To get rid of 1 card, which is gonna be nice. So they're gonna get a prime time, right? Yeah. I mean, if they give us another turn, we can most definitely win. It seems like we're getting another turn. That's good. Where do I even begin? Probably this one first. We could Living Wish for something. We have 10 mana right now. I honestly don't know what the correct order here is, but we have an Emrakul on the sideboard. I just want to be able to get up to Emrakul mana. Take an extra turn. Yeah, that's gonna do it. And then we should cast all these Utopia Sprawls because they're free. Just need to make sure that we don't deck ourselves. We're gonna grab Emrakul, cast the Emrakul. I don't want to cast any more enchantments because I don't want to deck. So we win. Got pretty lucky there because I think our opponent was, they had enough lands. They were gonna win probably next turn, so got pretty lucky there. Again, we don't have a sideboard against them. That's kind of the benefits of playing a Living Wish package, that there's less sideboarding involved. So yeah, let's just submit it. This hand's not good. We need an Enchantress. This isn't great either, no lands. We can try this. I will put back the... I'm just gonna put back the Living Wish and the Green Sunsina, then we just need to hope that we can draw enough cards of the Enchantresses. Um, Oh, Solitary Confinement is a really good draw here. Unless they play Ugin next turn. Yeah, let's just play it safe first. I mean, we can probably go off next turn anyway by playing the Solitary Confinement. So we get another turn, which, like I said, could mean that we win the game on the spot. We didn't draw a land though, that's pretty bad. Colorless creature card. So they're gonna find a Ulamog, I think. Yep. Yeah, Force of Vigor and Ulamog is gonna be probably gonna win them the game. Um, yeah, maybe I should have played the Utopia Sprawl on the Bayou for this reason. That's annoying. Yeah, that's a pretty big pun, to be honest. I mean, we can take one hit of the Ulamog anyway. I didn't think about drawing into the Ontin Eye, so... Okay, yeah, that's gonna do it. Be right back, 1 minute. And we're back. Should have taken Carpet of Flowers out, but... I mean, we didn't have good replacements anyway. Have to mulligan this. Could try this. Maybe cut the on thin ice here. They're getting a Kozilek. I think we can grab a Savannah here. They don't play Wasteland, so... That gives us access to white. I really would like to find a way out of this. Should I cycle the cast out? And keep that around for now until we find an Enchantress. really need an Enchantress. We can survive a Kozilek at least for one more turn. They're still naming Helm of Obedience. It's quite funny. I mean, it's still a good name, but yeah, we don't play the card, so. Okay, sure, that's fine. They should have taken the Sanctum Weaver, to be honest. Oh, Untin Ice is pretty good. Let's be honest here. Vice is another turn, maybe? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Wow. We're still alive. Or aren't we? Oh, no, we're not. Well, we get another turn. Okay, finally. So we might actually make it in the end, because we can play Solitary Confinement. Depending on their turn, of course. We're not in a terrible position. We need to sacrifice 4 permanents. It's fine. I'll get rid of the Carpet of Flowers, Abundant Grove, Utopia Sprawl, and 1 land. Okay, interesting. Um, do I want solitary confinement? We've got Shroud. But it prevents all damage done to us, so I think we want to discard a card. Yeah, okay. Wait, why didn't I? Oh, this is not an Enchantress. This is not an enchantment. I forgot about that. I thought we were gonna draw 2 cards of this one. Um, that's okay. We can still get rid of the solitary confinement. Yeah, Emrakul is rough. Forgot what it does. Take an extra turn. Yeah, that's gonna do it. I mean, we had 1 extra draw step from if we would have sacrificed solitary confinement. So that was a really big punt. Yeah, for some reason in my head, the Argotian Enchantress was an enchantment creature, but it was not. So like I said, we should have sacrificed the solitary confinement there. Then we would have drawn the Destiny Spinner, and we would have had at least 2 extra draw steps to combo off. So that was a really big mistake. Legacy is hard. Um, this hand, this hand, this hand, this hand. It's not exactly where we want to be, but we can redraw off Abundant Growth, so maybe we should. Our opponent isn't playing anything. Maybe I'd like to play Wild Growth first. Might be dead this turn. So these Ontin eyes can come out and we bring in Deafening Silence. That's it, I guess. I mean, previously we... Yeah, let's just try like this. Um, Not sure if this hand does a whole lot against Storm. I think we should find a Deafening Silence. I should have also boarded in one Collector Roof, that's my bad, but... Alright, we found a Deafening Silence. Can get rid of another forest. Such a cool artwork on this card. We cannot exile the talisman yet. But next turn we can. We can also attack them for 1. So they passed the turn back to us. We can exile this now. and attack them for once again. We can get a Living Wish, which can get a Collector Oof. I suppose at this point we're on the beatdown plan, so getting more disruption into play is going to be good. Um, so we can attack them for quite a bit this turn. My opponent played Dark Ritual. They showed us their hand. Dark Ritual, Mox Opal, Rite of Flame. Okay. So they couldn't do much against the Deafening Silence. I think that's a reason to just mulligan hard until we find one. Oh yeah, I should bring in one Collector Roof. So we can also green Sunseenen for it. And everything else is fine. You know what? This hand is super risky. But it's probably worth keeping. Just because Deafening Silence is so good against them. We have so many redraws to find an extra land, so just gotta try it out. So they didn't shuffle. As much as I want to lead on a abundant growth, we have to play safe here. There's no way we can let them kill us on turn 2 when we could have played this first. You know, even though it means we have no spells to cast. It's the risk we're taking against Storm. Really wish this was a fetch land though. Like a windswept heath or something. No lands. They're counting. Probably thinking if they're gonna be able to kill us this turn. Apparently they can. Alright. Land, please. Maybe I should have led on the abundant growth, but again, we wouldn't have been able to play anything after that. We haven't drawn a land so far. We would have been able to redraw a bit quicker, because we would have been able to play these two out as well. But, you know, us not finding a land in 4 draws is rough. Because I feel like they're gonna set up the kill right now. Or maybe not. So our opponent is trying to kill us through oozes. Which is a 4 turn clock. And I think in order to beat that, we just need to play things very carefully. I mean, we can play out a solitary confinement and just redraw every turn. This isn't the greatest. I mean, I think we should just... Yeah, we should wish for a Serra Sanctum. We're 1 mana short. Play cast out. Question is, do I want a solitary confinement now? I would only really want to do that if they had Echoing Truth for Deafening Silence and they could kill us next turn, but I don't think they can. They just don't have enough cards for it. So we're just gonna take another hit. I mean, I just don't think they're gonna be able to kill us of this this current board state. I'm really intrigued by why our opponent pitched the Ponder to Chromox. Land is pretty good. We only get to play 1 non-creature spell this turn. So we could play out the Enchantress Presence, and then in their turn we can play Cast Out, targeting the Ooze. Because I can only think of that they've got an Echoing Truth of the Wishclaw Talisman to bounce the Deafening Silence, but then they don't have anything to follow it up with. I feel like this deafening silence is gonna hurt us as well. I mean, obviously we cannot combo off at this moment, but slow and steady, we might be able to. Alright, so they cast out. Target the bigger ooze. So my opponent is gonna play Ad Nauseam. But they don't get to play another they don't get to play another non-creature spell on their turn. So this seems to be an sort of like a desperation Ad Nauseam. They didn't really find anything off it either. I mean, they could abrupt decay one of the deafening silence. Alright, so let's lead on an Enchantress. How worried am I about them having another abrupt decay in their hand? Oh, they have two in their hand, so I'm pretty worried. Sure, I'll play solitary confinement. So let's see. We cannot play another spell. We cannot play another land. Oh, we can play another land. Okay, interesting. We'll lose the mana. Sure. I forgot. Maybe I should have. I'm not sure if I did this in previous turns, but I can attack them for 1 each turn. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've missed any attacks with Sithis in previous turns, but I'm not really used to attacking with her. So they could abrupt decay the other deafening silence as well. But I then think that the solitary confinement maybe is saving us. They're gonna ponder, so they don't get to play another. They don't get to play another non-creature spell this turn. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to they probably want to get rid of the deafening silence in our turn. So in order to buy ourselves some more time, we should play another one. Collector Roof is okay, we can play it. We're gonna brainstorm in response, which is interesting. I mean, I don't even know what they have in their hand anymore. But this Collector Roof will do some work, I think. Sure, let's play the Bio. Yeah, and that's it. So just pass the turn. chose Echo of Eons. I think we'll discard another Utopia's Pro. So I think I'll just play an Abundant Growth for some extra draws. Okay, so Green's Unseen It gets us a Destiny Spinner, but we cannot play another non-creature spell this turn. So I'm just gonna play my land drop, and I'll pass it back to them. And then next turn we should be able to kill them if I do my math right. I'm not gonna attack with Collector Roof, I think it's safer to hold it back. Especially since they have some amount of LEDs in their hand. Okay. Do they have another Echoing Truth or... Oh, they're just gonna play Echo of Eons. Okay. So now we can Living Wish for an Emrakul. Yeah, we will discard a Utopia's Pro. So right now this makes 6, 7, 8. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we aren't quite there yet, and we only have one. We have one non-creature spell we can play this turn. Maybe I want that to be Destiny Spinner. And then we can attack with 2 lands, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, and then of course we find 3 Destiny Spinners in a row. 7, right? Okay. I can't do it twice though, which is really fucking annoying. Could play another one maybe, but that would only net me 1 extra mana. Alright. Yeah, I can only do this once. Okay. So they can block. This is haste and trample. So if we attack with everything, we've got lethal. Alright, so that was a 2 and 3. So we won against, so let's just start out with match 1. So we lost against Storm, and it felt like we had absolutely zero interaction against them. Then we won against Delver, partially because they mulliganed to 5, and we got a bit lucky, I guess. Then we lost against Delver, again because they were just doing Delver things and they were countering everything and they had creatures in play. And then we lost to Cloudpost, which I think was a little bit of a misplay on my end, especially the third round where I didn't sacrifice solitary confinement, which meant that we didn't draw a card, which meant that we didn't draw an enchantment that could draw us more enchantments, and we could have had an out there. But yeah, I forgot that Argotian Enchantress wasn't an enchantment on her own. And yeah, so I thought that was gonna redraw us cards, but it didn't. And then we won again against Storm. I think we got quite lucky there as well. Obviously, against Storm and Delver, you just need to be really lucky sometimes. And I think we could have made this into a 3-2 potentially. But at the same time, we faced Delver twice and then we faced Storm twice. And for a deck like Enchantress, that's just going to be very difficult to beat. And yeah, I think that's what happened today. If I were to make any changes to the deck, I could see some number of what's the card called? Sterling Grove. This card is quite good. It gives your enchantments shroud, and it also allows you to search for an enchantment from your library. Yeah, maybe I would play some number of that, and then you also have Elephant Grass. Which is a card that stops some damage going through from Delver. So perhaps, maybe I just play. I'd cut down on one Siphis because we already have 3 Argotian Enchantress. Maybe I'd cut down on one of those because you don't want to have 2 of those in your hand anyway. And then I'd make plays for some number of, like I said, Sterling Grove and Elephant Grass. I think Sterling Grove you definitely want 2 of. Um, and there's also an argument to be made that the entire Living Wish package could be cut or at least reduced. Like Living Wish is great when you're going off, but if you're not going off, you're just gonna die to Delver or Storm, and the card isn't doing much. Whereas like I said, some cards like Elephant Grass can at least buy you some time against decks like Delver. So I could see that being some food for thought. Like, do we really want to run the Living Wish package? Carpet of Flowers could go out. Like, yeah, you want this against all the blue decks, and yeah, like there's enough blue decks around for this to be good. With that being said, we need to stick to the you know, the cards that really matter to our deck. And like I said, right now, I feel like this deck could really use some Sterling Groves and some Elephant Grasses. That wouldn't have changed much the outcome against Cloudpost, but it would have given us a bit more to work with against Delver, I think. But yeah, really interesting deck, and a lot of this is now also playable in Modern, so I'm also quite excited to try that out. I think I'll have another league with this deck, just making some slight adjustments. That's gonna be it for tonight. Hope you all stay well, and yeah, see you guys another time.